Listen to her voice, singing in the wind. Feel her gentle touch in the golden sunlight. She was born to love, kiss our tears away, vanish all our fears, fill the world with joy. She's the woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after.
Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering.
See her loving glow in a blushing flower. Watch her dreams take wings over skies so blue. She will save the earth and its every glory. She will teach her child every golden story. She's the woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after.
Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering. Woman of the earth. Woman of the earth. Woman of the
Listen to her voice, singing in the wind. Feel her gentle touch in the golden sunlight. She was born to love, kiss our tears away, vanish all our fears, fill the world with joy. She's the woman of the earth, spreading love and joy, fun and laughter. Woman of the earth, making miracles forever after. Loving, caring, working, sharing, teaching, singing, mothering. See her loving glow in a blushing flower. Watch her dreams take wings over skies so blue. She will save the earth and its every glory. She will teach her child every golden story.
Hello and isang makakalikasang hapon po sa inyong lahat. A pleasant Saturday afternoon to everyone. My name is Gianna Lianes, your Miss Philippines Water 2020, and welcome to Miss Philippines Earth 2021's second phase of prejudging, or third and final phase of prejudging, but second day of the Intelligence and Environmental Awareness round. We're going to get to know very soon who will make it to the semifinals. So each delegate today will have a one-on-one interview with our panel of experts. But before that, we want to remind you to join us in our trend by using the hashtag #MeLoves, short for Mother Earth, Miss Earth, and me as in yourself. The delegates have been posting their eco activities using this one to promote their different environmental activities, the eco-tourist spots of the place they're representing, and its environmental initiatives. So what are you waiting for? Join and tag us in this trend, and we'll be happy to see your videos too. Again, hashtag #MeLoves, short for Mother Earth, Miss Earth, and yourself. For me, hashtag #MeLoves, all the work that my Queen sisters and I have done for the past year amidst the virtual setting. You know, we're kind of getting sentimental, constantly messaging each other. We can't believe that it's been a year, actually more than a year, since we were first given our elemental crowns, and we can't wait to find out who the next batch of queens are. So for most pageant watchers, this is considered the most crucial prejudging stage because it completes the so-called total package of potential beauty queens who will serve as a spokesperson for the pageant's cause. I'm going to give a little bit of a testimony myself. I actually wanted to give up on the Miss Philippines Earth pageant last year until this round because I felt that this was my chance to shine. And you can really watch everything that the girls have been working on. You can listen to what they're passionate about and if they're really in this competition for the right reasons. So I am very much looking forward to today's event. You can also cast your vote for your favorite delegate on the Ecosystem app. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, today is the best time to do so. I'm so excited. So for today's prejudging, we've invited a group of respected individuals who will challenge each of our delegates' wit and charm. You know what? Before I experienced the Intelligence and Environmental Awareness round, I remember the organization telling me, trust me, we are getting the best panel of judges who really know what they're doing. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get to know our panel of judges for today's event. Our first judge is the head of office of the Intelligence and Security Unit of the DFA. He joined the department in 1998. He was first assigned to the Office of Protocol and then transferred to the Office of European Affairs, then joined the Public Information Services Unit, then rejoined the Office of Protocol, and in 2016 joined the Intelligence and Security Unit. As Executive Director at the Office of Protocol, he was involved in many state visits, such as the papal visit of Pope Francis, the visit of Princess Anne of the United Kingdom, the visit of President Francois Hollande of France, and Queen Maxima of the Netherlands. He was also involved with the ASEAN Summit of 1999, held in Manila, and in 2006-2007, which was held in Mactan, Cebu. He handled, as head of Social Divisions, the receptions for APEC in 2015, Forum for Migration and Development in 2008, and the Interfaith Dialogue in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Director Raymond Toledo.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you.
Hi, Sir Raymond. It's so nice to see you again. You were one of our judges for last year, and I will never forget, your question to me, which was all about being a second immigration child of first-generation immigrants. So what kind of perspective are you going to give, or what kind of perspective are you looking for from our girls today?
Well, I just want to see their insights about whatever topic that may come to mind later on when I ask the questions. I don't really have a prepared list of questions, but it's all a question of how they would respond, right? So that's how I will assess how they perceive my line of questioning, like that, and the response that they give.
Well, of course, we want to thank you for being here today because we know that you are very busy, and we'll be hearing more from you at the end of this event.
I will always give my full support to the Miss Earth beauty pageant because this is the primary Filipino beauty pageant that is known worldwide. So of course you have my full support. that's part also of our cultural diplomacy. I put it that way on our end.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. And of course, everybody knows about Miss Earth and how it's in the Philippines originally. So thank you so much for being here. Okay, now let's get to know our next judge for today.
Most welcome.
She's an actress, commercial model, and host. She's a self-proclaimed recycling queen. She says reuse and find more use. She believes recycling is the biggest small step everyone can do to help heal the earth. Our next judge is also an advocate for inclusion or integration of special children into society. Special children, she says, are different but not less. She is also one of the founders of Arte Autismo Filipino, featuring exceptional artists with autism. Without further ado, our next judge is Miss Marites Velasco JOAQUIN.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies. Good luck.
Hi, Miss Marites. It's so nice to meet you virtually. Can I just say I love that you're all about children with special needs, because I'm studying my master's in psychology right now. And I love how you're going to be giving a different perspective to our girls as well today. So what do you think you're looking for today?
Well, it will be nice to see how they handle pressure. You know, as they say, grace under pressure. So this is where we're going to see that this afternoon.
Okay, I love that. And we'll be hearing more from you later as well. And now let's get to our next judge for today. She graduated cum laude with a degree in psychology from UP Diliman and holds a master's degree in environmental and natural resource management. A book author of Bakawan, a children's book part of DepEd's Bright Minds Read program. An IVLP alumna and founder of My Birthday Foundation, news anchor of PTV News, and Miss Earth Water 2006. Let's all welcome Miss Catherine-Vital.
Thank you, Diana. Good afternoon, everyone, and God bless all our delegates this afternoon. We had so much fun last night, so let's continue this afternoon.
Now, Queen Kathy, something I admire about you is that, you know, your advocacy from when you joined Miss Philippines Earth to Miss Earth, you still actually proceed to advocate for that now. And I'm sure that's what you're looking for in all these girls. So what's the biggest piece of advice you would have to give our delegates for tonight?
My advice would be to check your core and stick to what your heart says. We are not looking for any motherhood statements or memorized speeches. We just want to know who you really are.
I love that. And I'm sure our delegates are really going to take that to heart for our event today. We'll be hearing more from you soon as well. And to complete our panel of judges, he is a licensed educator, a financial industry executive, and a pageant blogger. He has a degree in science, education, and master's in language at a premier teaching training institution. His experience as a teacher, trainer, manager, and a Miss Earth enthusiast strengthened his passion for protecting the environment through teaching, training, and leading by example. He is also an advocate of lifelong learning and education and believes that education and research are key to solving majority of our environmental problems. He is currently the Learning and Development Manager in one of the world's top financial institutions, where he is a delivery manager. He's also the current editor-in-chief of Miss Earth Crown, a Miss Earth dedicated news magazine blog. So let's all welcome Mr. Mark Lee Diril GATCHALIAN.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm very excited to meet this new set of girls today.
Hi, Sir Marky. It's so nice
Hello.
to see you as well. Now, you know what? You're one of the people I always go to when it comes to the pageant chica, or if I need pageant advice as well. So I want to ask you, what do you think of the Miss Philippines Earth edition this year?
It's a very competitive batch. There are a lot of beautiful girls. Here's the thing, they're not just beautiful, they're also very well-spoken and very serious with their advocacy. So that's why I'm very excited to get to know them today.
Yes, and I mean, if there's any bloggers that know about what's going on right now with the Miss Philippines Earth pageant, it's definitely you guys. So I'm so happy that you're part of our judging panel today.
Thank you.
Okay, and those are actually our 4 judges for today. We'll be hearing from them in a bit. But if you haven't yet subscribed to our social media accounts, now's the best time to do so. You may follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to click the notification button so you can get updated with all the latest happenings leading to the finals on August 8 at 10 a.m. on the Kapamilya channel. Woo, so excited to know who we're going to turn over our crowns to. And of course, today's event is a step in finding that out. Now, let's get to the task at hand. Let's get on with the prejudging in intelligence and environmental awareness together with our second batch of delegates. Let's begin with Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat.
Maayong adlaw. I am Amira Alicia Gavason Kamhawe, Miss Philippines Earth Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. I am a 21-year-old public health student in the University of the Philippines, Manila. If you ask people to describe me, one of the things they'll probably say is that I excel in my academics. But I wasn't always an achiever. In fact, in my early years, I had trouble in school. But before my mom left to work as a nurse abroad, she told me that no matter how little we have, she will give me the best education there is. And that really opened my eyes. So I decided to put in the hard work, the effort, and the hours to do great and be great. And I did. Growing up in Sultan Kudarat, I learned early on the importance of forests as one of our major natural resources. So it's very disheartening to see their numbers diminished due to human activities. That is why, as a Miss Philippines Earth, I made it my personal advocacy to put forest conservation in the spotlight. Through sustainable use of our resources, we can create a safe, sustainable, and beautiful Earth for the next generations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. Judges, do you have any questions for her?
Good morning. Oh, good
morning.
afternoon. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Yes. So, Miss Esperanza, you come from Sultan Kudarat, no? What can you say about the relationship between Christian and Muslim communities in that part of the country? Have we gone far in terms of interfaith dialogue between the Christians and the Muslims living in Sultan Kudarat? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sultan Kudarat is actually one of the melting pots of culture because here, our indigenous people, the Christians and the Muslims, all live harmoniously together. And in terms of dialogue, our governor is actually a Muslim, and he has made sure throughout the years that both Christians and Muslims are heard and prioritized in all of our programs. And that is why right now, our province, it's including my municipality, Esperanza, is actually beaming with pride because of our peaceful surroundings. Both Muslims and Christians can live harmoniously, and together we can pursue progress despite our diversity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other judges would like to ask a question?
Yes, good afternoon, Amira. This is my question for you. Hi, you are a public health student, right?
Yes, I am a public health student.
Okay, I'd like to know how would you Okay, my question is how would you convince those who refuse to get vaccinated?
Okay. Getting vaccination should not be mandatory. But the thing is, vaccination is needed in our country. But our countrymen right now are very reluctant to have it because of misconceptions and because of things like they're worried about their side effects or if it's going to be safe for them to take it. And I think the best way for us to combat this is to have an effective and comprehensive health information program which caters to all ages. So it's not just right now, it's not just about the content, it's also about how we deliver it. So for us to convince people, we really have to make sure that we curate the content in a way that people understand in layman's term, that it's not just highly technical term, it's something that they can understand in a way that is very effective and entertaining for them. So it's not just about like formal speech. Right now, we can make videos, we can make songs, we can make jingles to make people understand better what vaccines are, why they are important, and how they are safe for you to take. And I think that's one of the things that we can push for, a comprehensive and effective health information program for the Philippines.
Thank you for that. I hope your LGU is listening right now.
Yes, our LGU has actually made several programs to educate our people about the vaccine.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat. Okay, now it's time for our next delegate for today. Let's all welcome Miss General Santos City. Whenever you're ready, Miss General Santos City.
Hello everyone, magandang Jensen. My name is Sunshine Abellanosa Ningasca, 22, your Miss Philippines Earth General Santos City. When I was young, my grandfather taught me how important planting is. That's why I came up with my advocacy, which is food sustainability and security. Most especially that we are facing a global crisis, which is the pandemic. That's why we need to make our own food by simply planting our vegetables in our homes to sustain our needs, as food is one of the basic needs of the human. And with the collective efforts of all, I know we could make these things possible. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sir Marky, maybe you have a question for her?
Yes, magandang Jensen, Sunshine. You mentioned
Magandang
about hello. You mentioned about your advocacy, which is food security through backyard planting.
Yes.
I'm wondering, what other alternatives can you give for those who do not actually have a piece of soil or land to plant on? Or maybe, how can you give access to, because there are technologies that will enable us to do that. How can you give access to these technologies without spending much money or probably giving this access to the poor? How do we do that?
You know what? We are now in an era where we're facing global health crisis, right? And we have a lot of problems in our environment, most especially the waste management. You know that we can use our non-biodegradable as a source of spot for our plants, and we can use our biodegradable as our source of compost and fertilizers. With that, we can still plant in our homes, even though we have a small backyard or even we have small space for our plants. We can make anything possible if we will work together, and everything is possible. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for sharing and opening that possibility. That's an innovative way of doing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, Queen Kathy, you have a question?
Hi, Miss Jensen. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties on my end.
Hi, Miss Kathy.
For you, what would you say is your advantage now that it's an online competition, and what would you be doing better if it were a physically present or face-to-face competition?
Well, you know what? Every one of us deserves to be a winner, or every one of us deserves to be queen, because we have our own advocacies. We raise our voice with different advocacies. And one thing I am advantaged is I have the heart to help our environment and to support our needs, which is our food, which is our basic needs. That's why we must plant vegetables. We must plant fruits. And it's one way also educating the people to be disciplined and the ways on how to preserve and conserve our environment. Thank you so much, Ms. Kathy.
Thank you.
And I believe we have time for one more question, judges. Sir Raymond, do you have a question?
All right. Hello, good
Hi,
morning,
Sir
Mr.
Raymond.
Jensen. Oh, yes. What do you think should be the qualities a leader should have as president of the republic, since elections are coming sometime next year, right? So what would you say would be the sterling qualities you would look for in a presidential aspirant?
All right. When it comes to a leader must have the heart to help out the community, to help the people of the country. A leader should have the face to face the problem that will going to rise in our country, most especially that we are facing pandemic. A leader must have the voice to spread possibilities that will solve the problem of our country, especially that we are facing global health crisis. A leader must be positive. A leader must spread the message of hope to her country. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss General Santos City. Now let's move on to our third delegate for today, and she is from Iloilo City.
Maayong hapon sa inyo tanan. I am Rosel. I am from the City of Love, Iloilo City. In my 18 years of existence, the one thing that I dislike amongst many is negligence. And I have to admit, I used to have this trait with me. And I say this because faced environmental issues is transpiring today, and yet I did not act upon them. However, with the factors surrounding me and the initiatives of my fellow Ilonggos and the activities that I was a part of with my little theater, I have turned this negligence into consciousness. And this leads me to my advocacy entitled Heart, Home, Earth, Art. It is focused on promoting awareness, appreciation, and ways to preserve the environment. And how can we do this? We can do this through environmental education through the arts, may it be through theater, visual arts, visual storytelling, etc. These are all avenues for us to entertain as we educate. And take it from me, it is never impossible to entertain and to educate while turning our negligence into consciousness all at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Iloilo City.
Maayong hapon, Miss Marites.
Hi there. Well, my question is, you were saying that you got into arts early when you were 8 years old. So can you give me a specific project where you can actually use your arts to promote care for the environment? And something specific, how would you do that? In visuals or?
All right, so before the pandemic, we staged plays centered on the environment. One example was Basura Busters. So this was a story about 3 kids who fought against Bayong Basura, who was a embodiment of our greed and selfishness. But the lesson on that was not the kids as heroes, but the whole community who came together to pick up the trash. And currently, we have social media as our platform since theater is not able to perform since we are in the middle of a pandemic. So what I did to also reach to remote areas was to make a storybook. And I have it with me here right now. And this is what I use to educate my communities.
Can you show me that storybook?
Yes. So this is a storybook I made and wrote, illustrated together with the kids in Kalumpang, in Kalahunan, and in Cabatuan.
Wonderful. Thank you. Kudos to you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Marites.
Do we have any other judges who would like to ask Ms. Iloilo City a question?
Hello, Iloilo. This is Mark.
Hello, Sir Mark.
Hello. So I love that you are using arts to empower and educate people. So I probably would like to ask, let's say you were given an opportunity to have an art exhibit. What would be the theme of that art exhibit and why?
All right, so the theme of that art exhibit would have to be the environment, since that's what I'm advocating for today and hopefully, of course, until my remaining days. So I have this quotation or this theme I called "To do things with art, by heart, for the earth." And I hope to create a performance because that's what I'm actually planning for the future. That's based on the indigenous people that I have the heart for. So I exchange stories with them, and that in itself is a creative output.
Just to follow up on that, because you mentioned about the indigenous people, you share stories with them. What lessons have you learned from them, and probably relating to empowering our environment? What important stories and lessons, life lessons, have you learned?
Yes, so I talked to their tribe leader, Nanay Lutz, and I was really inspired because she told me that what kept them alive was their art, and that's what she really said to me. So it's something that I have to take with me and to take into heart and into mind, because art is really what keeps us alive, because the earth in itself is also art.
Wow, I like that. Earth in itself is art. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Mark.
Thank you very much, Miss Iloilo City. Now let's move on to our 4th delegate for today. She is from Hagna, Bohol.
Good afternoon to our panel of jurors. This is Mary Gwintadena Carambis, 19, from the land of beautiful people, Hagna, Bohol. I am a strong advocate of the protection of our community underground water sources. I am a homebody, which I literally consider to be most favorable, especially in these times of pandemic. And I love painting, and most of my subjects are related to Mother Earth and its beautiful landscapes and sceneries. Thank you so much.
Hi, Ms. Hagna Buhol.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Now, a lot of areas in the Philippines are now undergoing ECQ once again. How will you convince people to follow government regulations about just staying at home in these lockdowns so that we can prevent the spread of the Delta variant or other variants for that matter further?
These healthy protocols must be followed because this will not only save you, this will save every one of us. And this is a social responsibility that should be taken seriously. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hagna.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. Would you say that the province of Bohol is following some guideline about ecotourism?
Well, I would say that Bohol is really implementing the rules, right, sir? Am I
Yes.
right? Yes, the rules and protocols for the ecotourism, especially in these times of pandemic, wherein we need to follow the protocols and in order for the people to be, for you to be safe and for us to be safe. And this should be regulated and must be mandated everywhere, not just in Bohol. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Would our other judges like to ask a question?
Hello, good afternoon. Okay, my
Good
question
afternoon,
is,
ma'am.
hi, what good thing came out of the pandemic in your life?
Well, the good thing that the pandemic gave me is that it gives me a lesson that change is inevitable, that health is wealth, and that there is no permanent thing in the world. And all people should learn this and for us to adjust in order to adapt in this new situation we are into. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
I think we still have time, so let me ask this question to you, Jagna Bohol.
Okay, sir.
Since your advocacy is really protecting the watershed areas, what is that? Just give me one single most environmental concern which threatens our watershed, and how will you help address it?
Well, deforestation is one of the things that will threaten our underground water sources because if there are no trees, then soil erosion might happen and this might contaminate our watershed areas. So I will encourage everyone to really plant trees around the vicinity in order to still sustain a fresh, potable, and drinking water for the generations to come. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We still have time?
Ms. Hagna, actually my roots are from Bohol, but I've never been to your town. I know it's a port city or a port town, right?
Yes.
What are the places to see there in Hagna?
Yes, sir. Hagna Bohol is the gateway to Mindanao, and Hagna is a growing town in which there are new places like we have scuba diving that will let you experience life underwater, and we also have our Lunoy Spring, which is a large reservoir that supports the water system of Hagna. We also have falls and amazing and beautiful, mesmerizing tourist attractions here in Hagna. And also, sir, Hagna is known for being the home of the original calamine.
Oh yeah, the calamine that is famous
Yes.
in Bohol. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Hagna Bohol. Okay, let's get to our next delegate for today. She is from Lapu-Lapu City.
Sorry, am I audible right now? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Hi. Maayong udto ka natong tanan. Good afternoon to everybody. I am Claire de la Serna Codilla, your Lapu-Lapu City delegate, 26 years of age. I am a radio DJ, an event host, and a voice artist. Now, I started this love for the earth way back when I was a little kid. I was with my lolo and my lola, and I just saw a plant that sprouted from the concrete of our house, and I called it the miracle on the wall. And so I fell in love, and I really wanted to protect the earth, and I volunteered every single chance that I could get. And the more that I volunteered working with nonprofit and environmental organizations, the more I saw the reality of how we're really abusing our earth. There are so many mountains in our landfills. We have so many millions of ocean plastics. Our animals are endangered and they're even poached and killed, and our people are suffering because of the unsanitary areas. And with that, I made my advocacy solid waste management. And I really, as much as possible, just really want people to understand how much waste we produce, so much waste even, in fact. And there are very simple solutions to mitigate this problem. And the reason also why I'm doing this is because I want to start in Lapu-Lapu City. And I have so many ideas and initiatives, and starting with this one, just one of the many ideas that I've done. So with that, I would like to leave this introduction with us starting to realize that we have created this big problem, this global problem, but we can also be the solution if we all just unite together, if we use our voices, and if we stand up for Mother Earth. Because Mother Earth's walls are crumbling down, but I do believe that we can save it because we are all miracles on the wall. So please, #don't waste your waste. Daghang salamat.
Thank you, Miss Lapu-Lapu City, and I wish you all the best in this competition. I think it's it's a very doable project, and it's a fun project as well. What do you think can we do to convince the kids to be more be better, to manage their waste better? I'm sorry, when they see their adults doing the wrong things.
That's right. Actually, Miss Catherine, one of the problems that I'm facing right now are the traditional minded people who don't even want to teach the youth how to properly segregate the waste. But I've actually done this in Lapu-Lapu, especially in Barangay Paho. We had our very first zero waste feeding program. So what I did was I just tried to subtly put it down. I can't give the kids the whole entire PowerPoint that I gave you guys, but we had a feeding program, and what I made them do is we had a contest who could make the eco bricks the fastest. So we had 5 of them who made it, and they went home with their eco bricks that we're going to use for the rebuilding of the fence in the material recovery facility in Olango Island, because their fence is made out of tarp and wood, and it's just, it gets eaten by all the different animals there, and their produce is pretty much just such a waste. So we can definitely find more engaging and creative ways to let the kids know that recycling is easy, upcycling is amazing. And for our traditional minded people, hopefully the cash prize will be enough of a motivation to start them out.
All right, good luck.
Thank you very much, Miss Catherine.
Hi, good afternoon. Miss Lapu-Lapu.
Yes, good afternoon. I think that was the bell.
That was the bell.
I'm so sorry. I have 15 seconds.
Let me move on to the next.
So I'm not quite sure. I think the bell happens and then I have 15 seconds to answer this. This is going to be a pressure cooker for me, but I want to take on that challenge, Ms. Marites.
This is my question for you.
Thank you.
What is your take on the present state of Philippine media?
So my present take on our country, it's actually the world's 4th largest, especially in the terms of Southeast Asian, most generated waste producer. And so I think that we should really take this issue seriously for segregation and solid waste management, because we do have the RA 9003, which is the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, and we're not implementing it as well. So I feel like we should really take a stand. Thank you very much, Ms. Marites.
Thank you.
So, hi everyone. My name is Hannah Kinalayo, 20 years old, and I am your Miss Las Piñas City. I am a third year college student taking up Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Financial Management. Growing up, I've learned that living with contentment and being able to uh, what to, to appreciate small things around us can create an uplift impact towards people. So I am advocating for clean and green and livelihood sustainability, which aims which aims to prioritize projects concerning the environment and by committing to live a more sustainable lifestyle for a better future and for a greener earth. Thank you.
Hello, Hannah.
Hello
Good
po, Sir
afternoon.
Mark. Hello po. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I also read your profile, Hannah, and you mentioned in your profile that you'd like to influence people to be aware about environmental disasters. Actually, that is very on point kasi ang Pilipinas, if you know, is an
Yes.
environmentally prone area, di ba? So probably gusto ko lang malaman would be what active steps can you take to help minimize the risk of experiencing the negative effects of disasters? We cannot eliminate it, right? Pero we can only minimize the risk. So ano yung mga pwede mong gawin para to help minimize the risk of yung mga experiences natin sa disasters?
I think for me po, ang magagawa po natin is to at least encourage people to be more conscious po regarding sa ating mga practices, mga way of living natin. We all know that everything is not permanent and everything can be gone in just one snap. So I am advocating for its sustainability because I know that everything has a second life. You know, Sir Mark, we live in a consumeristic society wherein people tend to throw things easily because they can't use it anymore. So by joining Miss Philippines Earth, I want to encourage them to see the beauty or to look for the beauty of existing things so we can sustain it and we can encourage kids specifically to live and to live more greener so we can live happy. Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Hi, Miss Piñas.
Hi, Miss Cathy.
Nowadays, very important na meron tayong positive role models for young people like you. Sige na nga, kami na rin. Like us. What do you think is the key opinion leader when it comes to the environment? Ibig sabihin, sino yung pag nagsalita siya about the environment ngayon dito sa Pilipinas, talagang pakikinggan siya ng lahat ng tao?
I think it's Miss Gina Lopez.
Okay.
I know that she has a lot of experience through our environment. She has a lot of knowledge to share with, and I think when she's the one who spoke for our environment, everyone can listen and everyone can cope and learnings from her speech. Thank you.
Thank you. She's one of my idols too. And hopefully,
Yes.
tayong lahat ng mga naiwan dito,
Yes.
tayo na yung magpapatuloy sa legacy ni Ma'am Gina.
Hopefully, there is someone who will continue her legacy.
Thank you, Miss Las Piñas.
Thank you, Miss Cathy. Thank you po.
Okay, so I'll be starting. I'm Samantha Aline Coloso, representing the diving capital of the Philippines, Mabini, Batangas. I am 22 years old and I am a commercial model and a fourth-year architecture student in Mapua University. I am a Disney fan, which has always led me to believe that good triumphs over all evil and that we reap what we sow. I am a painter and I take great inspiration from landscapes and seascapes. I am the eldest among 5 siblings, and my mentor and coach in life is none other than my mom, who is a prosecutor in Manila. A healthy ocean is essential to all forms of life on Earth. However, it is not limitless, and today our marine resources and biodiversity are facing unprecedented threats because of human activity and destructive practices. This had led me to my advocacy, which is marine protection and preservation, together with an initiative called Green Fins. I have created constant cleanup drives in coastal areas and scuba diving sites entitled Scuba Sereno to fight for trash-free waters and discuss sustainable approaches in the marine tourism industry. If you didn't know, Mabini, Batangas is the center of marine biodiversity. We actually contain 76% of the world's marine wildlife. Therefore, I would like to push for my advocacy to protect and conserve our marine resources.
Good afternoon, Miss Mabini.
Good afternoon, Director Raymond.
Yes. Uh, I feel your enthusiasm. I'd just like to ask, what would you say to people who have a skewed view about beauty pageants when they say that it's exploitative of young women such as yourself? How would you defend that? Because I do not agree with that perspective at all. But I want to hear from you how you would defend it from critics that come from that mindset. Thank you.
Well, it is not true that beauty pageants exploit as women. It actually gives us a bigger platform for us to share our advocacies, to share our perspectives in life, and to create awareness to the people on what we have to do to the environment, like what I am doing right now. I hope I can empower the people and the audience that we should protect our environment and conserve our resources. So beauty pageants are not actually for exploitation, but for us to have a platform.
You should be a spokesperson.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, Director.
Okay. Hi, Hannah. Good afternoon. And I just want to ask, this is my question. What is your definition of happiness and success?
Well, my definition of happiness and success is living a simple life together with my family and achieving my goals, such as joining here in this earth. I can tell that I am already happy and successful by being able to share my advocacy, creating awareness, and spreading action to the people. And right now, I would like to amplify my message that happiness is not only found through tangible things, but also through the intangibles.
Can you expound? What is the intangible you're
The
referring to?
intangible things are something that we cannot hold, but yet we can feel, like love, happiness, respect, and compassion, and which I think that during this pandemic we should share to the world, and that is what I would like to share right now, being in the spotlight and getting to speak. Thank you, Miss Marites.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mabuhay! I am China Gamala Salamilio, Miss Philippines Earth Mabini Davao de Oro. I am 21 years old and I'm upcoming fourth year finance student at University of Mindanao. So my advocacy is to highlight the preservation and conservation of landscape and seascape protected areas, since Mabini is considered rich in environment, resources, and biodiversity. That is why it has been proclaimed as one of the protected areas pursuant to RA 7586 or the NEPAS Act of 1992. And this act could be beneficial to the community because it will serve as a natural habitat of endemic, endangered, and threatened species that will sustain the ecosystem balance. Also, it can be a good source of food, water, and other ecosystem services, and a safeguard against disasters and climate change. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Mavini Davao de Oro. Now, judges, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, this is Marky. Good afternoon, Mabini, Java de Oro. You
Good
know what?
afternoon, sir.
Yes, I saw your profile. It's very interesting that your area, Mabini, is actually protected by a Republic Act. I think it's protected under landscape and seascape. So that's really good. I'd like to find out, because maybe with our audience would like to hear best practices. What is it that you do in your municipality to actually protect the landscape and seascape? We're very interested to find that out.
Yeah, actually, sir, I'm very grateful that our municipality has its collaborative efforts to have a sustainable Mabini protected landscape and seascape. That's why we have a scuba basurero, a collecting of garbage underwater, and we have tree planting. We have also a collection of garbage in the coastal areas. And also, I'm very grateful because we have a different groups of people, like a group of men and women. Women are those who has it also businesses to really fund to protect our protected area. And the group of men, they are checking in the oceans to really defend the illegal fishing.
Thank you.
Hi, Miss Mabini.
Thank you. Hi, ma'am.
Ayan, July is Nutrition Month. Do you think that Filipinos in general are eating properly, especially nowadays na lockdown? Ang daming nagpapadeliver ng parate kung may pan-deliver. And or lalo naman yung ibang tao naman na wala ng trabaho, wala nang makain. What do you think is the situation of the nutrition here in our country?
Oh, so regarding to that, since we are in this trying times, we are in this pandemic, and we cannot deny that a lot of people having a hard time in their food to sustain to eat our food in their tables. But I think and I'm very glad that Filipinos are very also resilient, that we Filipinos always find to other alternatives to live in this world po. Thank you.
Thank you. And resourceful din. Kaya dapat tanim-tanim din tayo sa sarili nating backyards. Thank you, Ms. Mabini.
Thank you.
All right. Well, right on time. Thank you very much, Miss Mabini Davao de Oro. Now let's move on to our 9th delegate for today. She is from Mabitac, Laguna.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jelina Pearl Miranda, your eco-warrior from Mabitac, Laguna. I am 24 years old, and I have the degree in Bachelor of Science in Tourism and Hotel Management. While being raised by a well-traveled mother, I was exposed in different nationalities with different cultures and traditions, also with different environments, which I believe that's where I got to develop my love for studying different languages, which up to now is I am currently studying more. I am studying Mandarin, Korean, and Thai, which leads me to my advocacy, Educational Tourism, an online platform wherein I could share whatever I have, especially with tourism aspects and environmental issues to tackle with the people. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Mabita. Oh, hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. I would just like to ask, since you're a student of languages, right? Would you say that English is important as a medium for this country to develop, for national development? Do we really have to be fluent in English to become a progressive country? Just your opinion.
Well, I believe that language is a basic or a medium of communication to be able to converse with each other. And I do think that even though we might not be fluent with English, as long as we could express what we are trying to say as the saying says, that action speaks louder than words. So I think action should be the universal language of them all. Thank you.
I actually appreciate your wanting to learn the languages of our neighboring Asian countries. You mentioned Mandarin. Did you mention Japanese, Nihongo?
It's Korean.
Oh, Korean, yeah. At least you're getting to know also our neighbors in Asia. Would you say that Filipinos are aware about our Asian neighbors compared to our affinity with the West, with Europe, with Spain in particular, and the United States? Would you say that we're more aware now, especially your generation, with these telenovelas from Korea and of course exposure to Japanese culture as well, and the Chinese, no?
Yes, actually, sir, they are more aware than ever, especially with those movies that we see on TV, because we could only see also that movies in all online platforms, may it be the Netflix, YouTube. So I think they are more fond and aware with those Asian countries as of the moment than the
Thank you.
Western countries. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, Ara. I'm sorry, Jelena. Hi.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I just want to ask you, what three qualities of a Filipino would you like the world to know? Three qualities that a Filipino would be branded.
The three qualities that I really want people to know is being resilient. And despite of being resilient, of course, we are able to unite, even though we are in a current situation that we might think that there are no solutions. And the second one is being hospitable. It is, we welcome all cultures, all nationalities warm-heartedly. And lastly, it is the compassion that we have, because in these trying times, we are able to unite each other in terms of this pandemic to end.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Mavita Laguna. Now let's move on to our 10th delegate for today. She is from Makilala, North Cotabato.
Isang makakalikasang hapon sa inyong lahat. I am Ara Rago, 20 years old, representing the municipality of Makilala, province of North Cotabato. I am currently a third-year psychology student, and my advocacy is empowered mental health to lead to progressive and wealthy environment. I focus on this advocacy because as a mental health advocate, I've realized that if a person doesn't have the mentality to care for the environment, they won't be able to be an individual who is responsible and caring for his surroundings. Because if a person doesn't have the initiative to be environmentally responsible, they can't make any single action in protecting our environment. Because at the end of the day, it's all about mindset. And change always starts with our mindset. If we set our mind with good things, then good actions will follow. On the other hand, growing up, I always remember how our family values education, because as a person who belongs in a poor family, we believe that it is the only ticket towards success. And I've learned that no matter what hindrances you encounter in life, it is not a hindrance to achieve what we want. Thank you.
Hello there, Ms. Makilala, North Cotabato. You mentioned a while ago that your advocacy really is mental health. And I like that you mentioned that healthy in mind and in action. So actually, there have been some studies supporting the importance of nature and its impact on mental well-being. So how do you think are these two connected? And how will you help promote this?
Well, I know that promoting that thing is very difficult to test. However, I prepared these steps called TIER to effectively make the people believe that it is very important nowadays. T for trust gaining, because I believe that gaining the people's trust is the first step to do it. As a psychology student, gaining our clients' trust is the first job we must do before initiating our intervention. And I think that it can be applied to the people towards the environment. And E for education, where raising awareness is one of the best ways to inform people of how our environment needs us. And we must be aware of our environment environment's current situation so that we can make our plans to save our Earth. A, for application, where we must apply what we've learned. We must apply all the informations we've gathered, because without application, everything is useless. And R, for readiness, where it is the key towards being an effective individual, and we should have the heart that is ready to fulfill their environmental responsibilities. And I believe that by applying TIER, we can create an Earth that is happy and healthy. Thank you, sir.
That's a very interesting acronym. Trust, education, application, and I'm sorry, what's letter R once again?
Readiness, sir.
Readiness. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, magandang hapon. I'm also a psychology graduate. That's my undergraduate degree. And in psychology, it's very important for us, especially nowadays, to have what we call a safe space. What is your safe space? Or where is your safe space?
Where my safe space is here on Earth. Because our Earth is our home, so we must do all the means to protect it. That's why I am here. I joined Miss Philippines Earth to encourage the people to be environmentally responsible. Because if we are not responsible with our own home, we will not live in this world. And if we are responsible, we will be able to live a happy place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, right on the bell. Now let's get to our 11th delegate for today. She is from Malolos, Bulacan.
Mabuhay! I am Nika Vea Breboneria Diaz, 20 years old, and a second-year student taking up Bachelor of Science in Accountancy at Bulacan State University. Since then, I always have in mind that I have a voice. That's why, as young as the age of 11, I got my first ever medal or award, being the most promising leader in handling my officers and serving the school community. It molded and led me to who I am today as a person who is stubborn of her own vision and bringing the sense of leadership in a way that I can be the image of strength and inspiration of the people. And stepping out of my comfort zone is a great challenge that I never thought I couldn't make. You know, when the Malolos Bulacan sash was placed across my heart, I felt its weight. I knew that I have a big world to step up to and to serve to. It became a turning point for me to live a life with a purpose. It opened not just doors of opportunities for myself, but also helps me to turn my vision into action in establishing impact in my community.
Judges, do you have any questions?
Good afternoon, Miss Malolos. Could you
Good
share with
afternoon.
us? Yes, could you share with us what is the significance of Malolos in our national history?
Yes, Malolos, Bulacan is known to be the cradle of the Philippine history, wherein we have first sight the first Philippine Republic. And Malolos, Bulacan is the heart of the city, wherein this is the capital of Bulacan, wherein a lot of festivals, a lot of culture and histories are located in here so that we could showcase to the whole world and to the whole people that we are one of a kind person. We are a Filipinos that is born and raised for the betterment of the society.
Would you say, Miss Malolos, that Filipinos today, or at least the younger Filipinos of your generation, would you say that you are more patriotic or more nationalistic nowadays compared to the past, despite perhaps having a globalist perspective with all of this awareness in the social media, etc.? No? Would you say that our younger people today are more aware of about loving their country, you know, the role of patriotism in nation building?
Well, being patriotic is not just words, it is an action. So that I believe each one of us, especially the youth of today, is being patriotic in a way that we could share our own culture and history to the people so that we are expected to be role models of the community, a set of inspiration and an image of hope so that we could share our own history and we can make our own history as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any of our other judges would like to ask your question?
Yes. Hello, good afternoon. There's a follow-up question. I'd like to know, who is your hero? In today's age, who is your hero? Your role model?
Well, in this modern times, the hero of today is none other than our own self. Because we are those who are capable of making things happen on the things that could be for worse or what could be for better. And to say that it is heartbreaking is an understatement into the times that we are experiencing this pandemic and this uncertainties that this pandemic has given us, so that it is a reflection of our vulnerability in a way that as a community we could be those who can take initiatives and the ones who can make things happen. And especially, I believe that we people, we are the only one who can bring fear or be the light that everyone wanted to see.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Miss Maris.
And I think we have time for one more question. Oh, okay, right on the bell. It's okay. Thank you very much, Miss Malolos Bulacan.
Thank you so much.
And then let's get to our next delegate for today. She is from Malungon, Sarangani.
Hi. Fiflapus digamo kraa, that's how we say good afternoon everyone in Blaan dialect. I am a simple girl who grew up in the province, but a simple girl who had big dreams. My father is a Norwegian national and my Filipina mom taught me to pursue what I really wanted in life. That is why I am here in Miss Philippines Earth. I am with the LGU on campaigning on solid waste management to ensure public health safety. Because as a registered medical technologist, I have seen and witnessed firsthand the impact of improper solid waste handling and disposal to our health in the environment. Together with Menro, we are doing our best to implement the solid waste management effectively and efficiently. With that, I would like to present you how we manage our waste in our municipality. So from household waste are segregated, it should be segregated and then it will be delivered to the material recovery facility which can be found in every barangays and schools. And then the garbage collectors will collect all these garbages down to our sanitary landfill. I am Fatima Kate Bisan, Miss Philippines Earth Malungon, a registered medical technologist by profession, a healthcare worker fighting against this COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Malungon.
Hello,
It's
good
a very
afternoon.
interesting presentation, and I can actually sense your enthusiasm.
Thank you.
I'd like you to probably sprinkle some joy and enthusiasm as well to people who are watching, because I know, as you know, we're experiencing the pandemic and the whole world really suffered. A lot of people lost their jobs. There were a lot of restrictions. But what do you think is the positive impact that this pandemic has brought to us as humans and to the environment?
Yes, I believe that because of this pandemic, we have given more priority to contribute to environment, to give positive impact to the environment. Actually, in our municipality, because of this pandemic, we have planted 7,000 trees during this pandemic, during the Arbor Day. And I'm just so happy that because one of the major problem in our municipality is forest denudation. And that is very important that during this pandemic, a lot of people have given priority to save the Mother Earth. And I believe that the more trees we plant, the more nature and the future will flourish. Thank
Wow,
you.
congratulations on the
Thank you
7,000
so much.
trees during the Arbor
Yes,
Day. Thank
yes,
you.
thank you.
Hi, Ms. Malongon. I think I have no more question when it comes to your environmental and cultural advocacy, but I'd like to get to know you better as a person. What do you do on your free time to shake away all of the blues?
Actually, to be honest, I'm a basketball player. So during my free time, I love to play basketball. And as one of it also, I love to go out and enjoy the beauty of nature. Because of that, I get to be able to relax, to relieve all the stress in life. Because it's also, it's like a me time where I get to contemplate on the things that I would love to do more in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we might have time for one more question, judges.
Hi, Miss Malungon.
Hello, good
Yeah,
afternoon.
Good afternoon. What would you say would be the key ingredient for someone to overcome all the problems that they face in life, vicissitudes? What is it you would think that the most important characteristic a person should have to be successful in life, to be happy in life?
I think the best qualities we should have is to be optimistic, to view life in a positive way. In this pandemic, where are a lot of uncertainties, a lot of problems that comes in our way, but we need to have a positive outlook, to view life like there's still a hope for that. And by that, we need to work hard. We need to pursue what we want really in life. And by that, we can create a very big impact in our environment, also in our daily lives. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Malungon Sarangani. And we are going on to our 13th delegate for today. She's from my hometown, Mandaluyong City.
Hi everyone, I'm Ronnie Vanessa, 26 years old, the reigning Miss Mandaluyong, and now your Miss Philippines Earth, Mandaluyong City. Recently, I graduated from UP Diliman with a degree of BS Clothing Technology. I am a fashion designer by profession. I am also a vlogger, and I am certified in plant-based nutrition. During my free time, I do enjoy working out, going outside and playing sports, baking, cooking, and of course, spending quality time with my family and my 5 dogs. 2 years ago, I decided to become a vegetarian, which leads me to my advocacy, environmental vegetarianism. I chose this advocacy because this is something that I have been living by. It is very true to my core. And after learning about the big impact of the livestock industry to our environment, I knew then and there that it is about time that we start informing and educating people to move towards a plant-based diet. Because by doing so, we are already lessening our land use, water use, our carbon dioxide emission, and overall, we are already lessening our carbon footprint. So I truly believe that our food choices matter, and the future of our environment lies heavily on the food that we put on our plate. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Mandaluyong.
Afternoon po.
Okay. They say you are what you eat, right? Anyway.
Yes.
You do a lot of things. You have a lot of interest. But I'd like to know, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Well, my ultimate goal in life is to really have a very simple, clean, and green lifestyle. I actually dream of living somewhere by the beach or malapit sa bundok. Basta gusto ko ng simpleng pamumuhay, somewhere where peace and, compassion is really evident. Dahil sa mundo ngayon, napaka-busy ng mga tao. Ang daming problema, ang daming magugulong nangyayari. Kaya gusto ko lamang mabuhay sa isang payak na tirahan kasama yung mga mahal ko sa buhay, kung saan nagluluto lang po kami ng mga gulay, nagtatanim. I just really want a simple life, and I want genuine happiness at the end of the day.
I rest with that answer, yeah. Simple and quiet. Thank you for
Yes,
that.
Po. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Mandaluyong. You know what? Just like you, I'm actually a vegetarian.
Wow!
I'm a vegetarian.
Wow! Okay.
But here's the thing. Ito yung issue ko eh. Ang issue ko sa Philippines, napakahirap maghanap ng alternatives. Okay? So alam ko advocacy mo is to encourage people to move to a plant-based diet. So ano ngayon ang gagawin mo to convince people to move towards that way of eating? Kasi kagaya ko, hirap na hirap talaga ako maghanap ng food. So what would you do?
Well, I do believe that education is key and information is power. And so in order for me to truly encourage people to move towards a plant-based diet, it is important that I, of course, inform them about it. And naiintindihan ko po kasi minsan ako mismo nahihirapan na ako na ano na ba kakainin ko? Wala na ako masyadong maisip. But then, if you really focus on eating a clean vegetarian diet, it is very easy. It is easy and accessible to plant in our own backyard. Di ba? Kaya nga po meron tayong bahay kubo. Lahat ng gulay na nandun pwede po natin kainin. And there are a lot of cuisines and dishes that we can do using our vegetables here in the Philippines. So to me, the best way that I can encourage everyone is to, of course, inform them and, share to them the different dishes that can be made using our vegetables.
Maraming salamat.
I'll squeeze in a few questions very quick lang for Miss Mandaluyong because I think you're the only one plant-based diet advocate here in the batch. Miss Mandaluyong, suggest to us, what will you recommend? Best plant-based burger?
Best plant-based burger? OMG, ang hirap, ang dami! But siguro yung pinakahuling nakain ko po would be, wala akong maisip sa dami ng nakain ko. I'm so but I know a lot of fast food chains right now, they do have plant-based burger. I can say maybe Army Navy or something.
All right.
I agree. I agree. I tasted that. That's delicious.
No, that's good. Yeah.
Next, Miss Mandaluyong, it only goes to show na hirapan kang mamili. Ibig sabihin, dumarami na rin talaga yung choices. And
Yes, dami ng choices. Yes po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Gian is having some technical difficulties. Can we have our next candidate? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Mandaluyong. Now let's move on to our next delegate. She is from Mandaue City. Well, again, thank you very much, Ms. Mandaluyong. Now let's move on to our next delegate. She is from Mandaue City. Hello, Miss Mandaue City, are you there?
Hello, yes. Hi, hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Go ahead whenever you're ready.
All right, hello, good afternoon everyone. Isang makakalikasang araw. It's a pleasant and a challenging afternoon to all of you. This is Maria Esperanza Minya representing Mandaue City, Cebu. And I am 22 years old, working as an account supervisor in a BPO and studying Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management. And my advocacy is to raise an awareness regarding the tourism industry. I wanted people to educate and to understand the fullest potential of the Philippines could have if we were able to maximize the potential of it. And with that advocacy, I believe if people would actually realize the importance of our tourism industry regarding our economic stability, people would actually just do their own attitude in following and doing the right thing and taking care of our environment. Thank you.
Okay, judges, do we have any questions for her?
Good afternoon, Ms. Mandaue.
Yes, hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Would you say that the Cebuano is, shall we say, regionalistic? Or would you say Filipinos in general are regionalistic? For example, if they come from the Visayas, they would favor, the Visayans. If they come from the north, they favor the Ilocanos, Pampangueños, etc. Would you say that in general, all of us Filipinos have that sense of regionalism pervading still in our culture? Thank you.
Yes, I believe. Thank you. I believe, yes, Filipinos in general are regionalistic. That is because it's also part of our culture. Because whatever place or province we came from, there is a certain culture that every individual has been molded as a person. So to answer the question, yes, we are being regionalistic.
Would you say that's a good or a bad thing in terms of developing as a country? Would that be progressive?
Yes. So to answer the question, it's not a bad thing because that is an example of a freedom. freedom because everyone has their own rights to be someone they want, and it represented individual culture for every provinces they came from, and at the same time, if there are different culture, it creates a different idea, and when there is a lot of idea that could create a more innovative and progressive idea that could help nationally our economic and our society. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
A follow-up to that, I'd like to know, what are you the proudest of about Cebu?
Yes, all right. So I'm so proud, specifically in Mandaue. It is the ability of our local government and the private companies here in Mandaue. I know that some of you know that Mandaue is an industrial municipality or a city. So in that project, the private companies and LGU combined together and able for them to transform a dump site into an eco park. So that is something I'm most proud of.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Mandaue City. Now let's move on to our 15th delegate for today, and she is from the city of Manila.
Hi, good afternoon. So my name is Sarah Margaret Hassan. I am 28 years old and I'm your eco-warrior public servant from the city of Manila. So I graduated from the Polytechnic University of the Philippines. I am a former Sangguniang Kabataan chairperson, now a mentor for those who are SK chairpersons, and currently working at the Department of Trade and Industry under the Consumer Protection Group and the Consumer Policy Division. So at a very young age, I already started my causes, having served as a Sangguniang Kabataan chairperson. And, you know, I've seen my father as a role model because he served our community as a barangay captain. And now as a former Sangguniang Kabataan chairperson, it actually opened opportunities for me to become an advocate for the youth and, you know, become a prime mover for sustainable development. And as a travel ambassador under the National Association of Independent Travel Agencies, actually it ignited my passion to really advocate for local tourism. And my advocacy is about sustainable development of local tourism and greener Philippines, because I am a travel enthusiast and now working at the government for the people. It helped me to, you know, write policies, to draft bills, to, because that is what I dream of, to be of help, to create, you know, regulations with accordance to our national laws in promoting sustainable development. And, you know, a very good news. So I drafted a position paper with regards to the approval of the House Bill 9147, which is the banning of the single-use plastic. So now it is on the second reading. So that's all. Thank you.
Wow. Good afternoon, Miss Manila.
Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Having shared with us your curriculum vitae, would you say that, would you consider further on to have a political career, perhaps running in a seat in Congress, or, you know, maybe a higher office later on? Would have that crossed your mind?
Actually, you know, sir, I believe that my calling is to be of help to other people, especially now that I am working at the government for the people. And, you know, running a post is not really a dream for me, but for me, you can help other people, not even having a position on the government, but, you know, being a public servant and working behind the name is really something that I will treasure in my life and I will continue doing. That's why, you know, working at the DTI right now is really an opportunity for me, because I can really write policies that, you know, create big impact for other people.
Yeah, I can sense you have a very busy life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Miss Manila.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm also from Manila.
Wow.
I live in Manila. So I'd like
Okay,
to,
sir.
since your advocacy is really sustainable development of local tourism, I'll
Yes, sir.
challenge you, since you're a public servant, so saktong-sakto. So Manila is already highly urbanized. So what area in
Yes,
Manila will you transform into a local tourist spot and probably turn green? May area pa ba sa Manila na pwede?
Okay, so we may not have a lot of natural resources in Manila, and we are rich in history and culture. But you know what? Our LGU is really trying its best to create green spaces for everyone because, you know, according to World Health Organization, a requirement for a livable city is to create green spaces. And, you know, wala man tayong front yard, backyard, open spaces for us to plant trees. But then, you know, we are doing vertical gardening, we are doing roof gardening, and aside from that, the city ordinance that protect the last city lang, which is the Arroceros Forest Park, actually it was approved already that, you know, it is creating Arroceros Forest Park as a permanent forest park.
Okay, quick question.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Ma'am Kat.
15 seconds. Of course, you mentioned that you're working for the DTI. How can I not ask you this question? Okay, so kung merong standard ang adobo, anong dapat ang standard natin sa mga leaders natin this coming elections? Give me 3 traits that we should look for in our leader.
Okay, so our leaders should be purposeful, they should be driven and very compassionate because you know what? Our leaders should set as our examples for us to be able to be motivated to follow what they are saying. And actually we should set aside our religious views or our political views and become work together as one for us to be able to attain a goal. And there will be no country or earth to live in if we are not going to work together as one. So thank you so much, Ms. Kat.
Well, thank you very much to our delegate from the city of Manila. Now let's move on to our delegate from Maribojoc, Bohol.
Hello, mayong hapon to the judges of the panel, and the people viewing us online. I am Gia Caroline Gabayson, your Miss Philippines Earth, Maribojoc, Bohol. I am 19 years old and a college freshman at Holy Name University taking up Bachelor of Science in Nursing. As a young child, I've been very exposed to the environment since we have a lot of gardens and here in our province and in our front yard as well. And that is why I learned to appreciate and take care of the environment. Back in 2013, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake hit my province, and I genuinely witnessed firsthand the disasters and the effects that it came along with it and how the people coped in this situation. That is why I chose my advocacy, which is to have a strengthened disaster preparedness program in the form of having a secure and fully equipped multi-purpose evacuation centers to be prepared whenever a calamity strikes, because and I want it to be implemented in my province and all around the Philippines as well. I believe that we already have a strong disaster preparedness plan. However, having this program, having these efficient buildings can greatly benefit not only thousands but millions of people here in our country. And hopefully, with a platform that the Miss Philippines Earth Foundation has given me, my voice will be amplified and my advocacy will become a reality. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. Hi.
Hello,
okay. Hi, this is my question. I'd like to know, can you give me 3 tangible things you cannot live without? 3 tangible things you cannot live without. You cannot live with.
Well, I would start with the basic needs. I could definitely not live without clean air, clean water, and the food that we eat. As obviously, and I believe that everyone is also needing that for every day. And that is why I'm also a strong advocate of having a clean environment so that we can all share to have this type of tangible materials and for the future as well. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Maribojoc.
Good afternoon.
How has the recovery effort gone so far there in your hometown of Maribojoc in Bohol? Well, I know that the church was damaged like that. So how are things now back home there in Maribojoc?
Well, I am very happy to say that we have had progress regarding the building of the church. It is currently almost finished right now. Only the details are being done. The paintings are being placed and the walls are very much stronger and so much better now compared to the before. And I have to thank the LGU and the community of my municipality for that. Thank you.
Was there any assistance given by foreign government in the rehabilitation of the churches in Bohol?
Yes, I believe the Philippines have given a lot for the, how do I say this? So the replenishing, for the building of the places here back in Maribok so that we can sustain ourselves again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We might have
Hello,
time
Miss-
for one more question.
Yes. Hello, Miss Marie Bohol. I actually read your profile and you mentioned that you joined the singing competition in 2019. So congratulations for winning it. So I'd just like to ask, if you are probably to choose a song, or let's say compose a song for the environment, well, what will be the title and why?
My title, that's a very, very interesting question. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Judge Mark. I would probably choose one that would be really about acting on the stuff that we have to do to save the environment. I can't really think about a title specifically right now, but it would be about that. Because I believe that we are all aware of the situations that's going on in our country and the entire world, the climate change and every pollution that is out there. But what is wrong is that we are negligent and we're not doing any activities to help stop this problem. So I would be focusing on that, the action planning. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to our delegate from Maribohok, Bohol. Now let's move on to our next delegate for today. She is from Marilao, Bulacan.
Hi, isang makakalikasang hapon po sa bawat isa. I am Milea Maypi Moreno, 21, and I'm representing the Marilao, Bulacan. I'm currently working now as a news anchor at UTV Philippines and finishing my study in at Bulacan State University, taking up BA Broadcasting, and I'm also a graduate of Theology and Pastoral Ministry. Well, I am a Nerd Saver Ambassadress and a member of Rotaract Club of Marilao. I grew up in a Christian family and my father is a pastor, and I think that's where I get my compassion for the God-given creation, including the nature. Well, I really love joining pageants. In fact, this Miss Philippines is my 43rd pageant, and I do love preaching the gospel to inspire other people. Well, my advocacy, let me show you my prepared infographics. This is just a draft. This is all about the Sagip Kalikasan, stop killing the future, to don't let your child swim in their own toxics, and save the marine biodiversity. Well, Marilao River is among 4 iconic rivers in the world whose polluted conditions are spotlighted by Greenpeace Southeast Asia. And my advocacy here is all about saving our dying marine biodiversity, and this problem calls for an urgent action to protect the livelihood and the marine biodiversity that depends on these waterways. Well, that's why I came up to advocacy that entitles Zero Toxic Future. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Marilao. I was able to ask you my environmental questions before for the during
Yes.
You allowed
Ma'am Kat.
me to ask more personal questions. Nowadays, because of the pandemic, we saw more and more people turn to God in times of difficult situations. What do you think? Do you think that people should be afraid of their faith, or do you think everyone should just respect each other's faith?
All right. So thank you, Ma'am Kat, for that question. Well, that's very personal. And I think this pandemic, people learn a lot. And we have a lot of realization. And one of that realization is to trust God. Because if we trust God, whatever it takes, because we lost all our jobs, we lost all the resources that we had. And we just need to do is to trust Him. Whatever it takes, Lord, it's all up to you. And why we should be afraid? Because God's one said, it is done. Thank you, Ma'am Kat.
Thank you.
Can I just make a clarification? You said this is your 43rd pageant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is it about pageants that you want to join all these pageants?
Well, I came up and joining 43 pageants all in all because I really do love inspiring other people and especially my fellow women, because pageantry is a way, it is a very good platform to inspire other women that if I can do this, you can do it also. That's why this pageantry is really a good boosting of confidence to other women, that whatever beauty that you have, just need to come on, float it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Miss Marilao.
Good afternoon, pa.
Yeah. I'm happy to hear about your strong anchor on faith, but I'd like to ask your opinion. If in a beauty pageant, no, the winner, the winner of the pageant happens to become pregnant, no, would you say that she should be allowed to finish the term as the title holder of the beauty pageant?
Well, being pregnant during the pageant is up to the contestant if she will going to continue her journey here, but it is also according to the organization of the pageant that I think she should prioritize what is in her womb, which is the life of the children, and not continue to this journey, but rather be a good mom to her children.
Thank you.
Pa.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Marilao Bulacan.
Thank you po.
And we actually have 5 more delegates to go for today's event. And the next one is from Mualboal, Cebu.
Maayong hapon sa inyong tanan. I'm Charissa Rama, 23, your Eco Angel from Mualboal, Cebu. I am a tourism graduate and my hobbies are swimming, dancing, and going to the gym. And my advocacy is Save and Save. And I also have this program called Pro Tourism. Pro Tourism stands for the protection of tourism. So basically in my community, we actually have a general cleaning, coastal cleanup, and underwater cleanup. And I also start my program. It's called Clean and Green Beautification Program, wherein we reward them for the first placer, second placer, and the third placer to beautify their surroundings and at the same time to keep it clean.
Hi, Miss Mualboal.
Hello po.
Hello. I visited
Hello
Mualboal 3 years ago before the pandemic, and it's so beautiful. It's so
Yes.
beautiful. I want to return there. Pero I'd like
Thank
to
you
ask
po.
you, which part of Mualboal do you think you'd like to promote and protect, and why?
For me po, if I were to promote and protect in Mualboal, it would be the Pescador Island, because in that island, there's a lot of turtles, there's a lot of coral reefs, there's a lot of dolphins, and as well as whale sharks. So I would like to promote that Pescador Island because it is a diving spot at the same time.
Wow, nice. I'll visit that place because when we got there, I think the weather was not good. But thank you.
Good
Welcome
afternoon,
po.
Good afternoon, Miss Mualboal.
Good afternoon po.
Would you say that Filipinos, in your experience, like in observation, are we responsible tourists?
I can somehow say we're not, and I can somehow say we are responsible. But I believe that Filipinos should also do our part as the living creatures here on Earth to be responsible in terms of our actions. I believe
Sometimes it just happens.
I think
What
she has a
happened?
connection issue.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, as
all right.
we wait, it happens. It happened to me earlier.
Yeah.
So as we wait for Miss Mualboal Cebu, we are encouraging all of our viewers to please continue to let us know who you are rooting for down in the comment section below. Feel free as well, maybe you have some ideas on what the judges can ask. You can also comment those down below. Be sure to continue to like and follow all of our social media accounts. And most importantly, download the Ecosystem app. All right. So as we wait for the return of Miss Mualbual Cebu, let's actually get to, and Sir Raymond, I want you to hold that question. Let's get to our next delegate, all right? So she is from Nagtipunan, Quirino.
Naimbag nga aldaw kada kayo amin. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Syra Garati Ballesteros, 21 years old, your Miss Philippines Earth, Nagtipunan. I am fond of composing songs, learning new dance steps, and of course, playing sports. At a very young age, I started playing archery, which inspired me to pursue Bachelor of Physical Education. And right now, I'm currently a third-year student at Nueva Vizcaya State University, Bayombong campus. I came from a humble municipality which offers welcoming tourist destinations. Our beautiful Nagtipunan is indeed a must-visit place. This inspired me to push through my advocacy, ecotourism, and nature preservation through bio-friendly innovations. I believe that with adequate care to nature, we can expand and adopt modernization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nagtipunan. Judges, do we have any questions?
Good afternoon, Syra.
Good afternoon, Ms. Marites. Hello po. Magandang tanghali po.
Ito yung tanong ko, no? If you were to lose one of your 5 senses, which one will it be and why?
If I were to lose one of my senses, it would be my sense of smelling. For I strongly believe that I am proud that here in the municipality we have different tourist destinations, and I was able to see the beauty of nature despite of having a sense of smell. And yeah.
Okay, thank you. Why not, right? You won't smell the basura. As long as you can see the beautiful sights. Thank you for that.
Marky?
Good afternoon, Ms. Nagtipunan.
Good afternoon po.
Yes. What would be the unique dishes that you would have there in your province, in Quirino? What would be the unique kind of food that you would have over there? I've never been really to that part of the country, so I'm curious.
Well, here in our municipality, sir, we are expanding our horizons. We are open to adopt different dishes, and I am proud that here in our municipality, there's a lot to offer. Aside from foods, we have beautiful places and humble people, and I am honored and happy that we have different seminars and trainings for every Nagtipuneros for us to have a source of income and to adopt different dishes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Ms. Nagtipunan. I just have a question for you because you mentioned that you have innovation projects and you believe that research is a driving force in promoting nature, according to you. So what innovation projects or probably a research activity have you been involved in na? If you don't mind sharing to us lang.
Yes, of course, Sir Mark. I am proud that here in our municipality, we have different bio-friendly innovations programs, such as the use of renewable energy, the use of eco bags, and even organic fertilizer. And I hope other municipalities will adopt these programs also for us to have harmonious ecotourism or sustainable livelihood without harming the nature.
Salamat.
Salamat po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Nagtipunan Quirino. We actually have 3 more delegates to go, and the next one is from Nay Cavite.
Hi, good afternoon. I am Jezreel De Ocampo, 21,
and I'm currently studying Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management at Cavite State University main campus. As I grew up nearby coastal area and I witnessed how people took advantage and neglected the gifts of nature. That's why I would like to advocate the current situation of our coastal area. One of the things I am passionate about is playing volleyball, and actually, I am a varsity player in my university. I also love hanging out with my friends and family because they are my source of strength. Whenever I feel sad and down, it makes me redeem myself. And one of the I hate things is that seeing my friends and family struggling their life. And growing up, I never thought involving myself in the world of pageantry because I was a very shy girl. And I still remember when I was young, when I was in grade school, I always cried whenever my parents left me at school. But as times goes by, I met a lot of people and gained friends. They made me they helped me to overcome my fear. And then I realized that there is a big world out there, that there is a lot of opportunity and blessing outside your comfort zone. And that made me who I am today, brave enough to face all the adversities in life. Thank you.
Hi, Miss Naik.
Hello, ma'am.
The Tokyo 2020 Olympics are happening soon. What is your message to all our Filipino athletes, and what do you think is the significance of bagging a gold for the Philippines?
As an athlete, I know it's not that easy to compete, most important internationally. So I know that they are well prepared for the upcoming Tokyo Olympics 2020. So the best of luck for them. And I know that they are trained enough to bring home the crown or bring home the golds.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Miss Naik.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon. Yes. What would you look for in a leader in coming elections next year, right? What comes to mind? What is most important characteristic that the President of the Republic of the Philippines should have?
So the leader that who is wholeheartedly caring to his people, to his people, and most importantly, a leader who is willing to listen to all the complaints of the people. Most of this in this time of pandemic.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think we have time for one more question. So do any of our judges want to ask?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hey, Ms. Kavita, I just want to ask you, you said you were very shy. You're very shy when you were young. How did you overcome shyness?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you overcome your shyness?
As what I said earlier, my friends and families helped me to overcome my fear. And also, I think playing volleyball is one of the reasons why I overcome my fear, because I met a lot of people. The camaraderie I made with them is one of the greatest things that helps me to overcome my fear.
Okay, fine. Sports help you come out of question. Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And that's our bell. So thank you very much, Miss Naik Cavite. We have 2 more delegates to go. And the next one is from Olongapo City.
Hello po. Mabuhay, good afternoon. I am Anita Rose Gomez, currently taking up Bachelor of Science in Customs Administration at Gordon College. Proudly and humbly representing my city, Lungsod ng Olongapo. I was born and I grew up in a low-income family. And as a child, I experienced having no electricity and water supply, simply because we cannot afford such normal and basic needs in the household. And all those hardships, it had driven me to strive more in reaching my goals. And it gets me more attached to the environment, for I had personally saw and felt the help the nature has given to us in sustaining our lives. And to be here in such a great moment for me, to be heard in a vast audience, and to make a sustainable change by promoting and advocating for my cause. And of course, to do what is expected for us humans to do, to take care of our common home Earth. And I hope my simple way, my advocacy, which is integrated sustainable solid waste management, can help and at least utilize the love and cultivate the protections of our environment. And together with the Mississippi Earth Organization, I am here to fight for nature preservation, conservation, and climate justice. Thank you so much and God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Olongapo City. And it's a good thing that you mentioned that your advocacy is solid waste management. If you win one of the Miss Philippines Earth Elemental title, I'd probably, let's direct it to the industries. What green marketing strategies or practices would you recommend an industry or any business in our country? And hopefully, how do you think the environment would benefit from it?
Well, of course, our civilization are drastically reducing a lot of waste, especially the plastic waste, and that comes from the source. So I think I can encourage the source, the establishment, and the companies to at least lessen their produce of the plastic waste. And through that actions, I think we can have the collaboration together with the company and also to our community to at least lessen the problem that we are experiencing regarding plastic pollution.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Miss Olongapo. For example, you have a favorite beauty product and then suddenly you found out that this company is actually a big threat to the environment. I mean, they pollute and they're not very good with their employees, etc. Will you stop using that product altogether?
Well, thank you for that question, Ms. Kat. I think that every product that destroys our environment should not be promoted. It should not be, we should not continually use it because we are here as a candidate for Miss Earth. I am here to fight for environmental justice and climate justice. And I think the usage of such materials that destroy our environment is not acceptable. So I will not use such product.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think we have time for one more question. Any of our judges would like to ask?
Good afternoon, Ms. Olongapo.
Good afternoon.
Well, what would you say would be your most important, so say, characteristic when facing a problem that could overcome it and make you successful in arriving at a solution?
Well, based on my personal experience, as what I have said, I came in a low-income family and experience having no electricity and I think my greatest characteristics is humility because with humility, I can never go wrong. And with humility, I think I can inspire others to do better and to strive more in reaching their goals. That's what I am doing today.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Olongapo City. We have one more delegate for our intelligence and environmental awareness round for today. So let's all welcome Miss Parañaque City.
Mabuhay everybody, my name is Naila Sharbaji. I'm a 23-year-old Syrian Filipino national currently working as a professional model. So I found my way to the Philippines during the civil war in Syria, and Parañaque has been my home ever since. Understanding my background, I know that I'm very privileged, and I use that as a purpose for me to become the change that I want to see in the world. So we have a war against violence as well as a war against plastic. And that's why my advocacy is turning plastic waste into quality materials in order for us to have a circular economy. To hopefully educate the youth as well as families so it could reach barangays, cities, or even countries. Because when it comes to the plastic waste, if there's a mold, there's a way.
Thank you for that, Ms. Parañaque City. Judges, do you have any questions?
Good afternoon, Ms. Parañaque.
Afternoon.
Would you say that much has been done in terms, well, how long have you been in the Philippines, by the way? How long have you lived here?
So when the civil war started in Syria, I moved when it just started. So I've been here for about maybe 11, 12 years already.
Oh, all right. Well, I pray that all goes well in your country.
I know
we have a lot of compatriots over there. But I have a question just to ask. I mean, you think that we have done much in terms of mutual understanding, in terms of interfaith dialogue between Muslims and Christians in this part of the world, in the Philippines, from your observation?
From my observation, honestly speaking, when I was younger, I got a lot of racist marks because I was Muslim. So I felt like there was a segregation. And I feel like if people try to understand the different perspectives and really educate themselves on that kind of knowledge, then they'll bring the awareness of we're not so different. We just have different beliefs. And we're just the same people, different reflections of our environment.
That is right. Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Parañaque. Hello. Hello. Okay, this is a reverse of my earlier question. If you were to keep only one of your senses, what will it be? Just one.
I would say the sense of sight. Because I believe if I see the things around me, it will impact me so deeply. If I listen to the things that there is trash, then I wouldn't know the conception of what trash is. But if I have visual aid, then I would understand that it is a necessity to handle these kinds of problems, as well as looking at art pieces and getting creative so that we could have a very creative and versatile world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, Naila. I have a question for you since your advocacy is about plastic pollution. So do you think our laws are enough to actually reduce plastic waste, or do you think the big industry should self-regulate?
Do I think the big industries should what? I'm sorry?
Self-regulate, or do you think are the laws enough?
I feel like everybody should have a part in terms of recycling plastic. So in terms of individuals as well as companies and other people so that we could have a circular economy. So we have different kind of understanding of how we could deal with the situation. I don't think it should be one kind of person, but us within unity, because with diversity and unity, we could hopefully have prosperity.
Thank you.
Hi, Ms. Parañaque. You have a first-hand experience of war. I asked this earlier and I'll ask it to you as well. Where is your safe space?
My safe place is in myself. I have to have a proper mindset in order for me to tackle all the things around me. So if I don't have a safe space within myself, then I would not feel okay wherever I am. So for the people who are going through war, I hope you find the mental strength to pursue that and go through it with an ease of a heart. And then get that inspiration to hopefully inspire the world that it's possible to get through it through the strength of your mind.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Miss Parañaque City. And I did say she was our last delegate, but of course we have to go back to our delegate earlier who wasn't able to finish her time. So can we call on Miss Mualbual Cebu again? Hi, Miss Mualbual Cebu. Okay, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. So, Sir Raymond, can you ask that question again that you asked earlier, if you still remember it?
Yes, of course. I was asking this young lady if she perceives Filipinos, if you think Filipinos are responsible tourists.
Sir, sorry, earlier, sir, someone called, sir. So my answer to that question is I can say somehow we're not responsible, but at the same time, somehow we are. But as the living creatures here on earth, we should always be reminded to be a responsible protectors here on earth, because all of the happenings, we are the ones who are the number one cause and the number one solution into our environment. So on what's happening into our environment, it's within us, because we are the number one protectors. We are the living creatures here on earth. So I believe in the saying that earth is our life, and if it dies, then we also die. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I do think we have time for one more question if any of the judges would like to ask.
Okay, since nobody's asking a question, what's your tip for us? How do we spend our weekend? Miss Mual Mual?
Well, my tip my tip for you is if you actually want to visit my place, Mual Boal, it's actually nice because aside from the white sand beaches, we can offer you some snorkeling and diving if you're fun. Because I myself, I'm a swimmer, so and my mayor there in our province is actually a diver. So if you're fond of the oceans or sea, or you want to relax, or you would want to forget your problems, so I want you to visit my place po.
Thank you, Miss Mual Boal. We'll add it to our growing travel list.
Thank you po.
Thank you very much, Miss Mual Bual Cebu. And I want to say huge thank you to all of our delegates that participated in our intelligence and environmental awareness round for today. So thank you again to Miss Esperanza Sultan Kudarat, Miss General Santos City, Miss Iloilo City, Miss Hagna Bohol, Miss Lapu-Lapu City, Miss Las Piñas City, Miss Mabini Batangas, Miss Mabini Davao de Oro, Miss Mabitac Laguna, Miss Makilala North Cotabato, Miss Malolos Bulacan, Miss Malongan Sarangani, Miss Mandaluyong City, Miss Mandawi City, Miss Manila City, Miss Maribohok Bohol, Miss Marilao Bulacan, Miss Mual Bual Cebu, Miss Nagtipunan Quirino, Miss Naik Cavite, Miss Olongapo City, and Miss Parañaque City. You know what? You girls did absolutely amazing. Yes, you deserve that round of applause. I know that this round especially is not easy. So you guys can breathe a little bit now and wait until the coronation. I know that you guys deserve a well-deserved break. So great job today. And of course, I want to give our judges a huge round of applause too. You guys are absolutely amazing. So thank you to Ma'am Marites. Thank you, Queen Kathy. Thank you, Sir Marky. Thank you, Sir Raymond, for being a part of today's event. Of course, we're not going to let you go just yet because tomorrow the prejudging continues. That's going to be at 1 p.m. with our third batch of delegates. So please, to everybody watching, stay tuned for that. Continue to follow our social media accounts so you know what's happening. And of course, please continue to download the Ecosystem app and support your favorite eco delegates there. And I think there as well, you can check out what my Queen sisters and I have been doing so far since our reign is almost over. We're making sure to make the most of it. So please do check that out. So again, follow the Miss Philippines Earth Facebook page and click the notification button so you won't miss out on the exciting event leading to the finals. So that is happening on Sunday, August 8th at 10 a.m. on the Kapamilya channel. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I cannot believe it. We're going to meet our newest batch of Miss Philippines Earth Queens very, very soon. So on behalf of Carousel Productions, we'd like to once again thank our panel of judges and all of you amazing people for watching. Thank you as well to our beautiful delegates. You guys all did absolutely amazing today. And again, I cannot express it enough. You should be so, so proud of yourselves. So this has been Gianna Lianas, your Miss Philippines Earth Water 2020. Reminding you all to please keep safe, keep on protecting Mother Earth, embrace the people around you, whether it be in person or virtually. Allow the other people around you to know how much you love them. Please make sure that you continue to take care of nature and stay safe. We'll see you all again soon. Bye!